Sorting and filtering. With multiple rows and columns, a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet can contain enormous amounts of information. To effectively use this vast data for analysis, you would need to manipulate it in different ways. For example, you may need to reorder it or rearrange the data in ascending or descending order, which is an example of sorting of data. On the other hand, filtering is a method in which you can display only the data that meets a specific criterion. In this lesson, you will learn how to sort and filter your data in various ways so that you will be able to effectively and efficiently use spreadsheets to locate and then analyze information. Let's start with sorting data. We will use the sample student data comprising of roll number, branch, and total marks. Let's sort the given data in ascending order of student marks. This is sorting of lists. To do this, select the column in which the numbers have to be arranged in ascending order, that is, total marks, which is in column C. Click on Data, then on the Sort option, which is part of the Sort and Filter group of options. You will get a pop-up window with a sort warning and an option to either continue with the same selection or expand the selection. If you click on Continue with the current selection and then click on the Sort button, another Sort pop-up window will open. Three choices will have to be made here. The column Sort By is already defined as we have a highlighted column C. Alternatively, we could have highlighted all the text in the worksheet, then we would have the option of choosing either column A, B, or C. In Sort On, choose Values option. And finally, in the Order drop-down, we select smallest to largest. Here is the result. The data has been arranged in increasing order of total marks. Now let's look at sorting by color. While working on a worksheet, you may sometimes separate different data by color. These not only make the data more readable, but also enables you to carry out other Excel functions effectively. As an example, we use the same student data. This time, we shall add colors to classify the different branches. To sort data by color, you have to follow these steps. Select the range to be sorted. Click on Data, then Sort. The following box will appear on your screen. Click on the Sort By drop-down and select Branch. Then click on the Sort On drop-down and select Cell Color. For the Order drop-down, select the color of the branch we want to sort first, and so on. Click Add Level 2, add more lines to sort the remaining colors data. Click on OK. Here's the result. Now let us try another type of data sorting, which is using multiple levels of sorting. To learn to sort multiple levels of data, let's add more columns to our data. We now add one column for the optional subject and another one for marks obtained in the optional subject. Now we will try to sort the lists in the following order. First, in order of the branch, then by the optional subject chosen, and then by the total marks in the branch subjects, and finally in the marks of the optional subject. Select the range to be sorted. Click on Data, then on Sort. In the dialog box at the first level, select Branch and sort on cell values from A to Z. At the second level, select Optional Subject and sort on cell values from A to Z. At the third level, select Total Marks and sort on cell values from largest to smallest. This will ensure that the data is first sorted based on the branch, followed by the optional subject, and then by the total marks, and finally the marks in the optional subject. Click OK. Here's the result. Now observe the following data. We have made a small modification to the total marks column to understand how the actual sorting of multiple levels of data take place. We changed the total marks of roll number 6 to 276 and the marks of roll number 17 to 256. After making this change, we follow the same steps as above to sort the multiple levels. Here's the result. Now you can clearly see how sorting function has first sorted based on the branch and then on the optional subject. Post this, the total marks have been sorted in descending order. Since total marks of roll number 5 and 6 are the same, the order is then determined by the marks in the optional subject in descending order. Another method we can use is custom sort. We've seen how to sort based in an alphabetical order, ascending and descending orders, colors, etc. Now we will see how to sort based on other custom criteria. In Excel, you can create a custom sort to sort any data in the desired order. Let's see the sample data having roll number, student name, and month of birth. Suppose we wish to sort this data based on the birth month of the students, we can do so using custom sort. Here are the steps. Select the data to be sorted. Click on Data, then on Sort. In the dialog box on the Sort By drop-down, select the column to be sorted, that is birth month. Select Sort on cell values and in the Order drop-down, select Custom Sort. On clicking OK, the following dialog box opens. Since months, days, etc. are general ordered data, these are already part of the Excel custom list. Select the option January, February, March and so on. Click OK. Here's the result. Let's take another example to understand how a custom sort based on a custom criterion which is not predefined. We will sort the data based on the result of the students. Once again, we select the data to be sorted and click on Data Sort. In the dialog box on the Sort By drop-down, select the column to be sorted, that is Result Select Sort on cell values, and in the Order drop-down, select Custom Sort. Select New List and enter the values in the same order: Excellent, Good, Below Average, and click Add and select OK. We have now created a custom list of results and sorted the students' data as per this custom list. Here's the result. Isn't that simple and a great way to analyze your data? Now let's look at the possibilities in Excel with its filtering option. Similar to sorting lists, you have filtering lists. Let's filter the given data based on the branch selected by each student. There are 3 branches, namely PCB, PCM and MMA. We will now filter the students who have enrolled for PCM. Select the column which contains branch details. In the Data tab, click on Filter. The column changes into a drop-down list. Click on the drop-down arrow and select the PCM option. Here is the result. Only details of students from the PCM branch are filtered and displayed. Similarly, we can display details of all science students by selecting PCM and PCB at a time. Excel has a few limitations while using autofilter. The autofilter option is activated by selecting the data range and clicking on Data, then on Filter. Now, if you click on any of the filter drop-downs created, you will see the check boxes to filter which values you wish to select. Additionally, there are certain filters such as the number filters which have built-in criteria for you to select. For example, using the number filter, you can select top 10 and the following dialog box will appear. Once you click on OK, the result will filter and display only the top 10 total marks. While this was the usage of the auto filter, it does have some limitations. In a large data set, the filter dropdown will only display the first 1000 unique entries checkboxes. If the list is beyond 1000 rows, it may not display all the entries. Moreover, the auto filter does not enable you to filter out data based on any complex or logical criteria apart from the numeric ones inbuilt. Another limitation of autofilter is that you can create only one autofilter group in a single worksheet. If you have two tables in a single worksheet and autofilter has been applied to one, you cannot add another one in the same sheet. See this example. We have created a dummy table besides the main table, but the filter option has been disabled since it already exists for the first table. As mentioned earlier, the autofilter does not allow you to carry out complex logical criteria filtering. For this, you have to use advanced filter options. Advanced filtering. We take the sample data of branch, optional subjects, and marks, which we used earlier. Let's understand how to use advanced filtering to filter the details of only those students who have opted for PCB and within the branch PCB have opted for French as an additional subject. We first enter this data in a tabular form as shown here. Now click on Data, then Advanced Filter. In the list range, enter the full tabular data range, and in the criteria range, enter the tabular criteria created in the prior step. Click OK. Here's the result. Similarly, if you want to filter basis more criteria, you just have to add the same in the criteria list. Say for example, you wish to filter based on the following two criteria: those students who have taken PCB and French, and those students who have taken MMA and Hindi. Here's the result. Improvement in filtering data capabilities in a spreadsheet. We have seen that filtering of data can be done in different ways depending on the complexity of the filtering criteria. You can use the predefined filtering options, such as filtering by color, or for numbers filtering by selection criteria such as data less than, between, greater than, top 10, etc. In advanced filtering, one can create entry-wise criteria to select required data from large tables. Over the years, Excel has introduced new features to improve performance while working with complex and large data. In the earlier versions of Excel, the application would slow down or hang after sorting or filtering multiple rows of data and large tables. This was due to the high CPU load. Now with new and improved build, these operations are much faster and have resulted in faster response time. So that's all about how you can efficiently and effectively manipulate your data by using the sort and filter options available to you in the Data tab of a Microsoft Office Excel worksheet.